Max Fried delivered another brilliant start on Wednesday to help the Yankees snap a two-game losing streak, and while Max Fried this season was expected to be a frontline caliber starter, I think every Yankee fan would agree that this is much better than what they even expected from the new left-hander. Signed to a $218 million deal, the most money ever handed out to a left-handed starting pitcher, Fried has delivered so far and has been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. Today, we're going to break down why Max Fried has been so successful this year, talk about some recent adjustments he's made, and overall discuss where Max Fried can end up ranking in the Cy Young vote, and why I think he has a better chance that people think of winning the award. My name is Ryan Garcia, this is Fireside Yankees, and if you enjoy this kind of video and enjoy the content we make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. We love that you guys have been so supportive lately, whether it's the videos, our shorts, or live streams, and we hope to continue providing you guys with both Major League and minor league coverage of the New York Yankees. You can also check our website on empiresportsmedia.com and check out our other social pages. We have an Instagram, a TikTok, a Twitter, a Facebook, and of course, this YouTube page. Thank you again for tuning in, and let's get right into today's video. Max Fried had one of his worst years in 2024 as he sported the worst ERA, FIP, expected ERA, and expected FIP since his 2019 season. For a lack of better terms, Max Fried was worse at preventing runs, and he was worse at doing the things that usually result in runs being prevented. So his process and his results got worse from the previous few years, and those are red flags for a pitcher who's hitting the free agent market. Max Fried has done a much better job this year of going after hitters, getting swings and misses, and more importantly, getting results. But why is that? Well, we have to look at a metric called Stuff Plus to get some of the answers here. Stuff Plus is a stat I've referenced multiple times on this channel and can be found on Fangraphs, as it was developed by both Eno Saris of The Athletic and Max Bay, who has worked with the Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Dodgers since developing this statistic. These are two brilliant baseball minds, and I really recommend that you check out their work because, again, they're some of the smartest people in the baseball space. In regards to Stuff Plus, though, this is a metric that, according to Fangraphs and their primer for it, takes into account velocity, release point, vertical and horizontal movement, and spin rate, while also factoring in things such as a pitcher's secondaries and how they play off of their primary pitch, so their fastball, their sinker, their cutter, etc., etc. There are also other things it takes into account, and I'll link the full primer in the description. It also talks about Location Plus and Pitching Plus, which are some pretty valuable metrics as well. Now, it's important to note that Stuff Plus is not going to be a results-based metric, and it's also not a metric that's going to perfectly describe the 10 best pitchers in baseball. Paul Skeens is 10th in Stuff Plus this season. I consider him better than the 10th best pitcher in baseball. On the contrary, you have someone like Shane Baz, who's 15th in Stuff Plus. I do not consider him the 15th best pitcher in baseball. I don't consider him better than Logan Webb. I don't consider him better than Freddie Peralta. I also don't consider Dylan Cease better than Paul Skeens. So there is some nuance that needs to be used with this metric. And of course, it does not take into account things like command, location, and your pitch depth. So how many pitches are you throwing? Those are all variables you have to take into account when ranking a starting pitcher and understanding how well they're going to perform in the future. But with that being said, Max Fried has seen massive improvements in the Stuff Plus scores of all of his pitches. His four-seamer, his sinker, his cutter, his curveball, and his changeup have all improved in terms of Stuff Plus, and 3 of those 6 pitches have career-high best Stuff Plus marks, that being his four-seamer, his sinker, and his curveball. It's interesting that his curveball is better than it's ever been at any point in his career, considering that that's been his best pitch throughout his pro career. But I think there are a couple of reasons why that pitch is grading out so well, and that has to do with the four-seamer and the sinker. Max Fried's four-seamer has now separated from his cutter. He's throwing a distinct cutter, and he's throwing a distinct four-seam fastball. This four-seam fastball isn't generating elite-level vertical ride, but it's generating more vertical ride than last year, with 14.7 inches of induced vertical break, compared to the 2024 season when it averaged 11.1 inches of induced vertical break. This cutter has 8.9 inches of induced vertical break, which is a good amount of vertical ride for the pitch, and he's dialed up 97-mile-per-hour cutters before. The four-seam fastball is also sitting at 95.4 miles an hour, which means there's almost a 20-mile-per-hour differential in fastball and curveball velocity. That's certainly going to throw hitters off, and that's going to play very well in that Stuff Plus metric that I just mentioned. Fried's depth of arsenal and quality of arsenal are two very key things to point out here. All 6 of his pitches are above average pitches relative to that pitch group in terms of stuff plus, and that means that he's throwing 6 pitches that would grade out as above average in any scout's book and are going to have pretty strong results if located well. We also know that Max Fried has good location and that he commands the ball well. So we know that when he has a quality pitch, he will likely get the most out of it because of his ability to locate in the right quadrants of the zone to see success with these pitches. And we've seen that with all 6 of the primary pitches he's thrown this season. His sinker, cutter, curveball, four-seamer, sweeper, and changeup have all generated whiff rates above 20% this year, and not a single one of those pitches outside of his sweeper has a weighted on-base average, or WOBA, above 300. All of these pitches are pitches I would have him use in almost any count and situation, and because of that, it makes Fried someone who's very devastating and very difficult to face as a hitter. He throws 5 different pitches at least 10% of the time and uses all 6 of those pitches regularly. So as an opposing hitter, you find yourself in a situation where you could legitimately see any of these 6 pitches at any point in time. He's comfortable throwing his changeup to righties mostly, but he sprinkled some in against lefties, and every other pitch is a pitch he'll use to a righty or a lefty, regardless of the situation, if he feels like that is the best pitch to throw in that spot. He also attacks his zone aggressively. He's cut his walk rate down from 8% to 4.9%, and I think that has something to do with more confidence in his pitches and how they'll perform in zone. His sinker and his four-seamer primarily are pitches that have seen a massive reduction in batting average and slugging percentage against from 2024. So we talk about pitches that live in the zone. That's your four-seamer and that's your sinker, and those are both pitches that he's going to live in the zone with and get good results with. So really, really excited about that development there. And you also have to credit Max Fried and the way that he has approached games this season. He's pitching deep into games, he's going after hitters, and he's allowing the Yankees to always have a chance to win a baseball game. One of the biggest adjustments I've seen him make this season is that after getting shelled in his Dodgers start, he started dialing down the sinker and four-seam usage, dialing up the cutter usage, and also dialing up the curveball usage as well. Earlier in the season, Max Fried saw a dip in curveball usage compared to his previous seasons, which isn't surprising because he was tinkering around with some sinkers and he had a better sinker than before. He was using his cutter, his four-seamer, but if you want to get swings and misses, that curveball's a very good pitch to do that with, and we're starting to see Fried dial that pitch in, find it more, and really have the sharp feel for that curveball that he's had in previous seasons. As a result, Fried has gotten more swings and misses in the month of June, striking out over 27% of batters faced and having one of the best strikeout to walk rates of the month. He has put himself back in the Cy Young conversation following a Dodgers start that looked like it would tank his Cy Young conversations because of the way that Garrett Crochet, Tariq Skubal, and Hunter Brown have been pitching this year. Fried has done an excellent job of adapting to and reading situations, altering his pitch mix to get the best results possible because he's a very smart baseball mind, and that's something the Yankees really valued and coveted when they signed him to that $218 million deal. Furthermore, the presence that Matt Blake and Garrett Cole have had in the clubhouse also aids this because these are two very smart pitching minds. One of them is a coach and has done it through the coaching world, and the other is one of the best starting pitchers still alive in today's game. So Garrett Cole is someone who provides his own knowledge from a player perspective, and Blake provides one from a coaching perspective and a place of a little bit of authority. Remember, coaches, there needs to be a little bit of authority figure there and a little bit of, hey, I am the coach. This is what I want you guys to do. This is what we're going to do. I am in charge of making sure we perform at a certain level. So I do like that there's a nice blend of a coaching figure and a player figure as well. But Fried has also done some things in terms of his pitches and his pitch usage to remain extremely deceptive. You'll see counts where he'll throw all 3 of his fastballs, his cutter, sinker, and four-seamer, and coming out of the hand, those pitches look the exact same, but they move very differently. The sinker has a lot of movement arm side and is going to have a lot more drop than the other pitches. The cutter is moving into righties and away from lefties, and the four-seamer has a little bit of that cut right action. It's a really effective pitch because of this, and it's going to work really well at the top of the zone, and it's also a good pitch to get ahead of guys with or get some soft contact with. So overall, the Yankees have done a really good job of helping Fried with his fastballs and his breaking balls have always been really good, but they've helped him dial in the breaking ball after getting off to a slower start with those pitches. Max Fried has really looked like a frontline starting pitcher, and this season he is one of the best pitchers in the American League with a very real shot of winning the AL Cy Young Award. He is second among all AL pitchers in ERA at 1.92, and he's also in the top 5 in ERA as he's second among all pitchers in baseball in innings pitched as well at 108. Fried is also going to perform really well in a metric like FIP because he does not allow a lot of home runs, as he's top 10 in that metric among all starting pitchers, not just American League pitchers. Overall, Max Fried has really looked like an ace and a bulldog at that. He's someone who's going to pitch 6 to 7 innings of quality, brilliant baseball. He's not going to cost you baseball games. He's going to keep the Yankees in the games, and he's been a stopper for New York. When the team has lost games, he has stepped up and pitched at a very high level, even if the Yankees don't win those starts. The 2 starts I think of that they've lost are, number 1, that Boston start where he pitched brilliantly, and they still found a way to lose the game because they didn't score a single run that day. And not the Cincinnati start, the one before that, where he pitched against Baltimore, did not great. He struck out 7, but he allowed 3 runs in 6 innings pitched, but put together a winning effort. The Yankees should have won that game. The point being that when the New York Yankees need a quality start, Max Fried is the guy. He's delivered quality start after quality start this season, and if the New York Yankees are going to go to where they need to be this year in the postseason and going on a deep playoff run, they're going to need Max Fried to continue to produce at this level. He has been someone that you can just rely on more than almost any other pitcher in baseball. He's tied with Logan Webb for the most quality starts in all of baseball and has the most quality starts in the American League. So this is someone who is both reliable, effective, and is getting more swings and misses while limiting damage contact than he has in years past. So I'm really encouraged at where Max Fried's at. I'd love to know if this video was informative, if this video helped you understand why Max Fried has been better than previous seasons. And if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. My name is Ryan Garcia. This is Fireside Yankees. You can check us out on our various social media platforms, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, or, of course, this YouTube page. I'd also like to plug the website, empiresportsmedia.com, where we have all the Fireside podcasts, Fireside Giants, Fireside Knicks, and Fireside Rangers, alongside written coverage on all of your favorite New York sports teams. Finally, I'd like to plug in my Twitter account at Ryan Garcia ESM. It's right beneath me somewhere here. There's the overlay somewhere here. But you can follow me there for more discourse, and I post some of my articles there as well. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Yankees. Peace out, and join us at 2 p.m. later today for our live stream.
Perfect.